That's fantastic. Oh, man. Well. Oh, jeez, you guys scared the hell out of us. So it's the drop, man. So we're going to talk music. You know the drill. It is Thursday. We are here at Cactus Music World headquarters. I'm Ruben Dominguez. This is Quinn Bishop, the man with the list.
Always have a list.
Read it, baby. Read it. What you got?
Secrets to our success.
What do you got?
Always have a list.
Notes.
Here, we're kicking off. We're going to talk about tomorrow night, Friday night, 6 p.m. at the record store, Cactus
right here
Music.
On this stage.
We're one of the few stores in the country. We're having a Gucci Mane listening party, global listening party for his new album. And it's Breath of Fresh Air. And there's the poster.
Look at that.
And it's going to be great. We're going to be listening to the new album. And it's very rare that hip-hop artists have the album available on the day that it is available digitally. It's usually out digitally months before, and then you finally get a CD or LP later. We have limited edition CDs on the date that the first day you can even listen to it. So it's great. We have complimentary posters for everybody. You can win great Gucci Mane stuff.
Gucci been around for a minute.
He's been around for a minute. Do you know that he has charted more top 10 Billboard rap chart LPs than anybody else, which I was kind of surprised by that.
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah. And, many people consider him to be one of the most influential rappers. So it's good to have a brand new record from him. And you can hang out here, take photos.
Yeah, this is the little red carpet area.
This is our red carpet area.
I love it.
And anyways, we've got some really cool T-shirts, prizes, stuff that you can win. So
cool,
we'll see you there for that.
What's it cost to get into the listening party?
It'd be $0. And we have complimentary St. Arnold beverages for you, so it should be extra good.
Come on, man.
And then next Tuesday, Ben Folds is going to be here in the store meeting fans. He's taking time out from his busy day in the afternoon at 2 p.m. to sign autographs for people. It's a wristband event. Cool. So if you buy his new record, you can bring something from home to get signed as well. But he's all about the experience, engagement with fans. So he doesn't get too into the photos and stuff. He's just like, I just want to meet people that like my records. It's great. So
that's great.
Piano Popster, in his brand new record, What Matters Most, is maybe his best record in years. It really is. It's kind of right down the middle for, his quirky piano pop with really interesting, bizarre lyrics at times. This is going to scratch that itch if you're an old fan. And he's playing at the Bayou City that night, so people can get down there and see the show. But if you come by the store, you can get an autograph, and we have cool posters for you. You ready for this?
Yeah.
This is so you get a free poster if you buy his new album, and you can bring something from home to get signed as well. But check out this graphic.
Wow.
That's the double rods sitting on top of the piano.
It's
really making a statement.
It's very Justin Verlander.
It is making a statement. All right. So we'll hope to see you for that. And we're not going to have beverages for that because it's in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
We support enough people's day drinking. We don't need to.
There is a sense of responsibility.
Yeah, weekend's good. Maybe Tuesday.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about some new records. There's a brand new Sufjan Stevens record. This is called Javelin. I think he's one of the most iconic artists of the indie rock era.
Without a doubt.
People really, really, really love him. I think his records, from a production standpoint, they don't sound like anybody else's records. And his voice he has a beautiful voice.
100%.
And this is his first album since 2020 and his first solo album. Without a band, where he's kind of just playing all the instruments or, with some spare augmentation since 2015, which was the Carrie and Lowell record, which is an autobiographical record, generally revered as one of his best records. So it's good to have a new one from him. We have an indie store exclusive lemonade colored
vinyl. You also get a 40-page book of original artwork and essays by Mr. Stevens himself.
Yeah.
So cool. I have a question, because I was never like a fan, I need to get this album, or I want to stream it, I want to listen to it, or whatever. But everybody I know a big chunk of people that I know,
I'm in the same boat,
love him, right? So his name, is that like the correct spelling given like on your driver's license, or is he use the J as an I as kind of a?
I don't know.
I always thought about that. I've said that doesn't say Sufjan.
But if we ever have in-store performance with him, I'm gonna make him take out his driver's license.
Right. I'm going to say, we do this to all the artists. If we could just see your driver's license, please.
And we're going to keep it in an indie rock vein, but and again, something that's kind of pastoral and beautiful. Mary Lattimore, who we've talking about before on the drop, Goodbye Hotel Arcada is her brand new record. And this is a concept record written about a dream that about a childhood experience she had. She won a drawing contest and got to go to like Sesame Street Live and meet Big Bird. And it's a kooky story, but her records are, they're just sublime. They're tranquil. They're somber. She doesn't usually have vocals on her records, but the great Meg Baird, who's one of the modern era best folk singers, I think, is on this record. Oh, Lil Tolhurst is on a track. We know him from The Cure. He's been at Cactus.
Yeah. Doesn't he have a new book out?
I think he does have a new book out.
Like The History of Goth or something. I read a review. I'm like, I want to read that.
Yeah.
Super cool.
So her work is, she's a side person. She's on tons of records that you've heard, playing harp. And this record, if you're in the mood for something different and beautiful, check it out. She's really great.
There you go.
We're moving a pop direction or country direction. This is the country and western chart superstar, Darius Rucker, has a brand new record called Carolyn's Boy. And I love this. He put his mama on the album cover. Is there anything more country than that for mama?
And that's something Darius would do, right?
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
You know.
And if you haven't been keeping up with him, after Hootie, this guy is a country hit maker.
He's done very well.
I mean, everybody knows Wagon Wheel, True Believer.
And this is a little
Homegrown Honey.
Inside baseball, but when Dan Huff is producing your albums,
you're
a big deal.
You're for real.
You're a big deal.
South Carolina born, very much in touch with all his roots. Great guy. I'm sure this record, you're going to be hearing this record everywhere. I'm sure the singles are going to be big.
I love it, man.
Yeah. In the single, Beers and Sunshine.
I know. It's looking pretty good too. Look
at him, man.
He's the gym. Look at him.
He's a good cook too. You always see him on he was on the Carolina, Charleston edition.
That's cooking country, man.
Yeah, he was on the Charleston edition.
Is that Low Country?
Chef.
The Low Country cuisine.
Oh yeah, baby.
This is kooky.
I
like it,
right?
but it's kooky.
So this is A Savage. This is his brand new record. Several songs about fire.
You'll know him from Parquet Courts.
Co-front person for Parquet Courts. This is radically different than anything else. This is him as a folk singer.
I kind of like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
It's cool. It's got this kind of, again, I'm gonna use that word somber, but very downbeat, Leonard Cohen, Townes Van Sant kind of thing going on, which a lot of rockers try to do that. And it succeeds on some. This is great.
Yeah. Couple of songs cook too, man. They got a little,
it's haunting.
Zip.
And it's got it's really his voice. It really brings out like how haunting his voice is.
Right.
Check this out if you're a fan of the band or not, and you just like the other artists we mentioned. It is worth a listen. This
one surprised me when I saw the list and I was listening to it. I was like,
I love it when an artist, that you already like, that's great at what they do, just goes, oh, I also do this, and it's killer as well.
So what a 50-50 ball is in football?
Do I?
don't know. So if it's there's a 50-50 chance your receiver's going to catch it, right? So Parquet Courts to me are kind of a 50-50 band.
I see that. Yes.
There are songs that I'm like, yes, that I really like. And then there's songs that I'm like, this is the side that I don't like of them.
Right. Because they have two like co-front people too.
Yeah.
And that's why
they did the first time I saw them, they did that KEXP thing out of Seattle. And it was just a smoldering set. And then when I saw the other one, you turned your phone off. I didn't turn my phone on, and weirdos like this call me.
I know that weird.
Oh God. Sorry, folks. Please continue. Quinn.
Okay. Next up, Zach Bryan. This is his 2023 record. People are flipping out about this. This guy's the real deal. He
the
is
complete
rolling
package.
hard. He is the complete deal. And the honesty and genuine nature of his music is why he connects with everybody. My son loves him.
He can write lyrics. He can tell a story.
And his voice is amazing.
Which song is it in here that I was listening to that he just killed it.
And people are lining up to work with it. The Lumineers are on this. Casey Musgraves, Sierra Farrell.
So there's a song on here called Tourniquet, and there's a line.
That's a great song.
There's a line that says, "If you need a tourniquet, or if you want to turn and quick." And I was like, wow. Such a good,
Yes.
such a good line.
He's for real. Check him out.
Yeah,
If you like classic country and roots music,
Yeah.
that's the real deal. It's always been suspect to me, but with this record, I'm like, I'm all in. He's great.
It's good. They're all good.
He is great.
Really good stuff.
And now for something completely different.
Hit me.
And so there are those live performances that go viral that just take an artist to another level, right?
And this is the definition of
it.
such.
And we talk about how much we like this program, the Tiny Desk concert on NPR.
It's genius.
3 days after Mr. Mac Miller released his swimming record, which was really his breakout record, and he was still doing great, but that record really broke. He did a Tiny Desk concert, and it just blew up.
Yep.
And it made you, for me, where I kind of already was aware of him and liked the records.
Yeah.
It put his personality over in such a big way.
Yeah.
And performance was terrific.
Think of all the people that never heard of Mac Miller.
I know. Yeah. And it connected him with the whole.
Yep. Because after that Tiny Desk, a lot of people that normally would not have spoken about Mac Miller were mentioning Mac Miller.
Yeah, there's something buoyant and just uplifts you. With that guy that I think people connected with from that
way too soon.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this he left a lot of records though for a short time, I will say. Limited edition blue vinyl. I don't think this is going to stay in his catalog, but they felt like it by popular demand, it is out there. Co-branding with NPR Music, so and Warner Records.
Smart move, and a good win for the fans.
Yeah, and people were waiting on that. They were very, very excited about it. Okay, I love this. I didn't put it in the new releases, but in the reissues, but I'm calling it a new release. This is the Van Halen Collection 2 box set, and this is the Van Hagar years.
Nice.
These records have not been. They sold remarkably well, but obviously people have seemingly more aligned with the David Lee Roth era. But these records still were monster sellers, had huge hits. The thing with this, you get the 4 Van Hagar records, and then there's a whole nother LP of studio rarities and outtakes. This is available on CD as well. If you're a CD person, a lot of classic rockers are, and people are excited about the non-LP stuff. I don't know what you think, Ruben, but I think that once Wolfgang gets there in that tape vault, there's going to be a whole lot of unheard Eddie coming out at some point. We're not there yet, but it's coming.
I feel like that could probably take a while because he's kind of has the weight of being the custodian of all that on his shoulders.
It's hard, right?
And so far, I think he's handled the whole thing incredibly well.
It's hard, especially and when there's that much of wealth of stuff. It's like, how do you manage? I think they've done a good job of managing the Prince thing. I'm not saying that the Eddie thing is that voluminous,
right?
But there's always going to be a fan base that is eagerly awaiting the release of that stuff.
Sure,
so we'll get it soon. Okay, and we're keeping it in the classic rock vibe. Our final new release is the Roger Waters re-recording of "The Dark Side of the Moon." Have you heard any of this?
No.
I'm not with it. I feel like it's just him continuing to try to eradicate the contributions of his former bandmates.
Is it really different?
It is somewhere between Leonard Cohen and a reading of the Gettysburg Address. He does not. He is not. Sorry. He really doesn't sing on it. There's no lead guitar. There's none of the great Richard Wright.
There's a dog on the back.
There's a dog on the back. He takes this really beautiful thing that is meaningful to everyone and makes it this kind of rant thing.
He's a lunatic.
It's curious what Roger fans think out there. I wish I could unlisten to it. So I'm not one for. We don't do a lot of reviews on the drop. But,
sure.
But that was
God
my takeaway.
Almighty.
It was a grind.
That is not high praise.
It is not high praise. So let's start some high praise. Let's get to the always excitable, fun reissue program, part of the program here. Everybody likes this. And we're going to kick it off with, so we're going to talk about some records that are really different records that people, I think, mainstream music, they didn't click with the mainstream, these artists, but they made really
incredible
important music, right?
Incredible records.
And this is Hella. This is Zach Hill and Spencer Syme. This is their debut album. And if you have never heard this band, this is really if you've heard the term math rock, this is like the dawn of math rock. This is some of the most technical technically proficient music
Intricate.
I've ever heard. It is just pretty much drums and guitar. They expanded their sound to include other players, but I mean, so Zach is the drummer for the Death Grips now.
Yeah.
And if you're familiar with their music, you know how wild his drumming is, but it is a wonder. It has to be heard. I'm not saying it's for everybody. I would describe it as somewhat difficult music, but it is just a wonder that, you hear the drummer playing all these strange time signatures and the guitar player playing both a melody and a solo over everything at the same time, cut live. It's cool. Now this is funny. I'm guessing they were shooting for the 20th anniversary for this deluxe reissue. It's the 21st anniversary. So they turned 21.
They're old enough to drink.
They can go out. But check out, this is some cool music. It's got to be heard.
Super nerdy.
And
this is a banging record.
And this is very much the same thing, right? This is really edgy, out there.
I love this record.
Influential, cutting edge stuff. The last record was influential as well. This is the Blood Brothers. This is Burn, Piano Island, Burn. And man, this is like manic, crazy post-punk, maybe punk. I don't know how to really describe. To me, it doesn't really sound like it. Lane. It's almost in its own lane. To me, it doesn't sound like this, but they've always reminded me of the Stooges. Like it is edgy, crazy.
Yeah.
You feel like anything can happen, and you got to hear this guy's voice. This guy's voice is, and I guess there's two singers in the band, but it's really screechy and crazy.
I think it's ambulance versus ambulance.
Yeah.
There's and it's you know the first verse, I guess, is very Jello Biafra. I got that kind of a vibe, and then it just explodes into this.
It is an explosive.
This is
record.
really good, man.
You got to hear
really good.
They made 5 albums while they were around, and pretty quickly. And this is the 20th anniversary of this. This is their big record. They influenced a ton of bands. There's no doubt.
Yeah, this is definitely, this is cool. If you like your, it's on Epitaph. Well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. If you like your punk, just, extra manic and extra turbocharged and dangerous and just, sound, screechy and I don't know, lots of good words to describe it. Anyway,
and as part of the reissue game that we're trying to put out here and to try to hip you to stuff you
another 21st anniversary,
another 21st anniversary. We've perfectly selected things that are worth your time, that are really interesting, 100%. And this is very different. This is Duster. This is their debut album, Stratosphere. What you need to know about them? They made several records in the late '90s. And then kind of called it a day. They didn't really sell a lot of records, but I was describing it to Ruben is it sounds like the album was recorded with a microphone in another room. It's very lo-fi. It's very slow. They call it slowcore. To me, they remind me of. There's some My Bloody Valentine without the really edgy sounds. Very Galaxy 500. They were a cool band, and they recently reformed and released new music. And if you like kind of chill rock stuff that grabs you, this is them. They're a cool band.
Very stripped down. It's saying it even mentions here what they recorded on, which is really cool. But they're talking about mixing on a 4-track. Yeah. And you just get the feeling that it's in that room, and it's kind of ambient.
Yeah.
At times.
Absolutely.
And then. I don't know. It's good though. I liked everything I heard.
I was reading about them, and the first time I heard them, I was like, "Oh, I dig this. This is
exactly 100%." I was listening to a little bit of it before the show, and it's just fantastic. Yep.
All right, more music
recommended that you don't know about. It's right here.
You need to hear.
We're gonna.
The sticker on this record says it all.
Yeah.
It could be true.
I had no idea what I was getting myself into. This is brilliant.
So this record and the last record are from the Numero Group, and the Numero Group is an independent label that they basically find dead art, music that never found an audience, privately produced, and they reissue it, curate it, and they've had a lot of success with this. They've actually kind of had some hit records with stuff that was archival releases.
Yeah.
This is 10 banging tracks of whatever you want to call it, electro, soul, disco. It's kind of the post. It's like Gap Band, Cameo, Rick James, after they got rid of the horn sections and brought in the Casio.
Yeah.
And these are all singles from these artists you've never heard of.
You've never heard of them.
Awesome. It is totally great.
Raise your hand if you've heard Pete and Cheese.
It's a party. This is
burning up.
You want to boogie down this weekend? Get this thing or stream it and listen to it, whatever you're doing. It is for real. That sticker is the truth. This is the only boogie record you'll ever need to own.
You're welcome.
We're hipping you to it. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. We've hipped you some good stuff here. Okay, jazz reissues. We haven't had any jazz records for the last few weeks.
The jazz records.
So we're going to profile 4 titles that are part of the Blue Note Tone Poet series, and this is again a reissue program, remastered by the amazing Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio. And this music never sees a computer. It is lathed directly from the sound. The original master recordings. And we're going to kick it off with this record, the Herbie Nichols Trio. And here's what I have to say about this. Ruben, you know why I love the drop?
Why?
Because I listened to a bunch of music that I have never heard.
Yep.
And in just kind of reading about this, it said that he was one of the most distinctive pianists in the history of jazz. He was like one of the most unique. And I immediately got it. I'm like, oh, this guy has his own thing going on.
Right.
It's super melodic. But the way he chooses his note, this was a joy to listen to. These are very early recordings back when an LP was actually a 10-inch record, had about 20, 25 minutes of music. These are 2 packaged together for the LP format.
Yep.
And
you get the great Max Roach on drums.
Yes. So this is recorded in '56. So really the dawn of Blue Note. And the founder, Alfred Lyon of Blue Note, thought that, he was. He's like, this guy's going to be as big as anybody as Monk. Like he's going to be like highly regarded, and he kind of wasn't, but he's a distinctive player. Check it out. I love this. It was great.
Good pick.
And we're going to follow it up with Jackie McLean. This is a much later record. This is from '68, and this is terrific. I listened to this in its entirety. The personnel on this record is Woody Shaw, Lamont Johnson, the great Jacques DeJohnette on drums, and the twin horn thing on this is what blows me away. It's like it almost sounds like one instrument with the alto sax and the trumpet like coming together,
and flugelhorn
coming together. It just really doesn't sound like a lot of other things, and really a joy to listen to. And it's kind of free jazz, but it swings.
Yeah.
So
it's not so abstract.
It's not so abstract you can't get it. Yeah.
I love that.
So and if you're looking at the cover and you're thinking, how do I know that? Well, that's because Marty Klarwein, who did the artwork for very well known artwork for Miles Davis Bitches Brew, did this album cover as well. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, cool cover.
Super cool.
And it seems like with jazz records, many times the cover is as important as the Hey, there goes the list.
I got it. You talk about the records. I'm going in.
Next up, this is an interesting record. So Blue Note, when they went back and cataloged all their masters, this is in the 80s. This is a record that was recorded. This is recorded in '65. Did not get released until 1981. This is Lee Morgan's Infinity. Totally enjoyable. Lee Morgan is having a resurgence, dude. There was a terrific documentary about him, and so he's kind of a top drawer right now. And this record is and you get Jackie McLean on alto sax. We know people that don't like alto saxes, right?
We do. Something rubs them the wrong way.
They're sticking with the tenor. They do not like that. No alto sax. And all right, we're going to close it with another one.
Let's do it.
4th Tone Poet series title. And there's another one, man. I was blown away. I had not really listened to Duke Pearson, The Right Touch. And this is, I didn't know this. This is generally regarded as his finest work. He has an 8-piece band on here. There's 6 originals. There's no covers on here, which is kind of rare, but it really showcases his, not just his piano artistry, but his arranging and, him as a composer. And, you get Stanley Turrentine, Grady Tate on drums.
It's a lot of people.
It's
on
funny.
this
I
album.
always gravitate to the always gravitate to the drummer with jazz.
100%.
It's like they're setting it.
Yeah,
they're setting it.
Yeah.
You know, we did an in-store one time with Alvin Fielder, who played. He's since passed, but you know, he was an octogenarian at that point. But he played with Sun Ra. He played with all these great jazz guys.
And he played here.
He played here.
Whoa!
Dave Dove brought him as part of his Nameless Sound series.
Yeah,
and so he was playing on like all these jazz guys, and they'll play on whatever, right? So he's playing on some hard gear, and the pedal broke for the hi-hat, and so they ran next door to Rock and Robin and got him gear and like got him set up again. And he said one of the funniest things I've ever heard a drummer say in my life, and you can only get this from an experienced guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, Alvin, you ready? And he's like, y'all get going and I'll catch up. From the guy that sets the tempo.
Yeah, you need a flexible drummer. You need somebody who's.
Yeah, you do.
Was I responsible for the Vital Vault this week?
You were. Do you have one?
No.
All right. It's okay, people.
We'll have to double up next week.
It's going to just
next week you get 2 Vital
It's
Vaults.
just gonna make the anticipation
Isn't that
build
crazy?
to fever pitch.
Isn't that nuts?
On the Vinyl Vault.
One day I have one job. I had one thing to do.
Mm.
I even went home. Oh God! All right. So we mentioned about the in-store. We mentioned the listening party.
Yep, listening party Friday, Gucci Mane. You can get some prizes. It registered to win some prizes. Get you a free poster and listen to the Gucci Mane record first with people that love Gucci Mane. It's going to be a good time.
I think that is going to be a good time. I was thinking, we've had this conversation before, and I was like kind of in the mood to see a good show.
Oh yeah,
but I don't see anything coming that I want to see until like February.
I got
invited to Depeche Mode, but it was
it
was like a Tuesday night, and I was like,
hard.
Man, I was already
this
tired.
Is the early riser.
I get up hard. So damn early, but of course, the next morning I wake up, and that's the only thing on Instagram is just people that taking pictures from the audience. And,
did you see the Cactus Instagram?
Yes.
So the girls did this at the Cure because that show was sold out and people couldn't go.
Right.
So they just live streamed the whole thing on Instagram.
That's fantastic.
and fans loved it. People were like, thank you for doing this because I couldn't go to the show.
We're probably going to see more of that.
Yeah, I think so. Too.
Because ticket prices are not coming down.
They are not.
I can
attest to that.
I mean, tickets at 713, standing room only, and there was only a couple left for that Foo Fighter shows. The cheapest one was $400.
I know. Yeah. And I think the face.
I've seen them,
so yeah,
I'm okay. But gosh, that's maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm not keeping up with the financial times or inflation or something. But that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and to see, it's not like you're going to, you're going to see a rock band play in a building, standard stuff. It's not like you're going to I can almost kind of understand it, like the U2 thing, like where you're in some weird sphere.
That thing just looks
seeing
crazy.
a show.
Yeah,
that's like $600,
like a
right?
one of a kind production you're not going to see anywhere in the world.
I think we talked about that last time.
We did talk about it
on the drop. That's like I'm like, what am I looking at?
If anybody connected to that arena is watching and would like Quinn and I to come out, so we can really give a personal on the ground review, I think. Hit me in the DMs.
Yeah, we could swing it.
Yeah. I mean, we'll fly Southwest. I think I've got a buddy pass or something.
I'll be your buddy.
Just get us in. All right. Yeah. I think that's going to do it. All right. There's going to be more drop coming at you next week. More new music, more vinyl, more goodies, more in stores probably to be announced.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got some good ones. I'm going to tell you about them right when we get off the drop here.
Oh, our music is that's time for us to go. All right. See you guys next time. Peace, love, things. Bye-bye. Don't lose this again. We're gonna need that things. So I have to press this button.
Hit the button, DJ.